cannon at protesters on the 11th consecutive weekend of yellow vest demonstrations. Marty Charlotte Dubisky reports from the rallies in Paris.
It seems like it's all falling apart at the moment, Andy. I just want you to get a look behind you. You see people moving away from this main street here in front of the Bank of France. That's because that's where the tear gas is coming. And as you can see, people throwing projectiles towards the police forces who are trying to move those protesters back. They'd been here in the Bastille for the last hour or so, fairly calm. And then about 10 minutes ago, decided that they were going to try and march down this street. This is Rue Saint-Antoine. And as you can see, it's now descending into chaos between the protesters throwing these projectiles and also trying to throw back the pellets of tear gas, which has been brought forward by the police. You might be able to see the protesters actually set fire just in the distance there outside a shop that's covered in scaffolding. And that is one of the reasons they're trying to push through. You can see that they've been moving these barricades here, been moving these away because there's lots of work undergoing at the moment here at the Bastille, trying to move it to create what seem to be barricades again and then setting those on fire. As you can see, those projectiles coming now from all angles of the crowd here as they try and hit the police and possibly other targets. So yes, it was calm. We were expecting it to be a calm protest on the 11th weekend, but yet again we're seeing more violence from the side of the protesters and the police then responding to that. You might be able to see a row of the CRS, the gendarmes, are coming there, and that looks like they're trying to put out the fire that was created by the protesters. I think that's a water cannon. Yes, I can confirm water cannons have now been brought in to try and deal with this situation. You can see more security forces there as these pellets, which we're literally in the path of at the moment, are being chucked towards the police. Now this comes as France is in the middle of a national debate. Just behind us there, they've smashed the bus. That's all going down. Really is coming into quite chaos. As I said, they're in the middle of a national debate here in France, and that itself has been angering people. Look at that, the water cannon trying to push that temporary barricade that the protesters have put up, pushing it away so it can get closer into this crowd. These rocks that the protesters are throwing are actually coming incredibly close to us. So we're going to just try and get some cover behind a tree here at the moment. We do have our safety gear on. Look at that, the water cannons in full force now, trying to move those protesters away. Absolute chaos here. We're just having to move quite a lot because that water cannon is coming round. We've just seen some people injured, including one of our colleagues in Ruckley. Looks like he's received an injury as a result of what I assume are the projectiles being thrown from the protesters, from the crowds. We are trying to keep under cover here. The police, as you can see, they are getting their flashballs out now. This is to launch the tear gas. We have been told that the police officers who are using these flashballs will all be wearing body cams today so that the material can be reviewed afterwards. It's not clear how many security forces are out today. The Interior Ministry normally gives us figures. This week they've decided not to, so it's anyone's guessing game just how many security forces are out. But as you can see here, they're trying to push those crowds away. They've been successful, and now they are launching the tear gas in a bid to try and calm the situation down here. I'm being told, there you go, you get a sense of the forces coming up. But yeah, complete chaos within just a few minutes once again, as Act 11 is certainly underway here in Paris.
Several people were injured in those clashes. One protester, identified as a popular figure within the Yellow Vest movement, suffered an eye injury and was taken away by paramedics. The victim was streaming footage of the protest at the time and captured the moment of the incident. Now, the CNN journalist who made headlines after a public fallout with Donald Trump has written a book about his struggle.